90 days ago, I looked like this, weighing in at an all-time high of 92.5 kilograms at 6'1". And for me, relative to the rest of my fitness journey, this was actually very bulky for me. But I actually kind of like the way I look here. I wasn't vascular, I didn't have a lot of definition, but in a day-to-day t-shirt just walking around, it was clear to see that I had a bigger frame and some decent size on me, which as a gym lad is always important. My strength is another reason that I like being that bulky. Because I was eating a lot more food, my strength progression in the gym was heavily increased. I was repping the 40 kgs easily on incline dumbbell press. I know that doesn't sound that impressive, but for me, that's pretty good. Same goes for my squat, easily repping 130 kilograms. And my deadlift as well was the highest that it's ever been in my life. So I was pretty happy and I was content with how I looked until I got added to this, a lads holiday group chat to Albufeira, Portugal. Stunning beaches, warm sun, cocktails by the pool, it sounded amazing. But there was just one issue. This physique was not going to cut it. Now I wanted to look the best I ever had for this holiday. I wanted good definition, vascular arms, abs, the lot. So a few months ago I decided to cut down in hopes of bringing this dream to reality. So this was the plan for the 90 days. Eat less, move more. That's about it. You can't really cheat the rules of thermodynamics. If you're burning more than you're eating, you're gonna lose weight. So that's basically all I had to do. So it was pretty simple, right? Well, to me at the time, it seemed simple. So I began the cut with high hopes. For the first half of this cut, it went so well. After a month and a half, I looked like a completely different person. My physique had completely changed. I was eating well, intermittent fasting, hitting 10k steps a day, cardio, training intensely, and I kept my protein super high, so I lost barely any muscle. When it comes to my strength, that was good as well, because my protein intake and my training stayed so intense and on point, but I didn't lose any strength on this cut. I didn't gain any strength whatsoever, but just being able to stop it declining, I was extremely pleased with that. After just a month and a half, I literally felt like I was ready to go on that plane and go to Portugal. I was just so pleased with myself. But then things started to go slightly wrong. I posted this video, trying keto for a week. You see, I'd recently plateaued on my diet and I wanted to try something new, something I'd never done before. And this was a point in time where people on TikTok were preaching about carbs, how all carbs are sugar, and that's the one reason why people can't lose weight these days. So I thought, why not? It's an interesting challenge, it'll make a decent video. But after that 1 week of not eating a single carb, I spiraled out of control. I went through a huge binge eating phase that didn't seem to have an end date. Pizzas, sweets, burgers, burritos, I was eating everything in sight. The amount of food I was eating compared to what I should have been was crazy. And the only thing that saved me from completely reverting back to how I looked on my bulk was my sheer activity levels. I was still doing cardio, still doing 10k steps a day, and still training extremely intensely in the gym. I became completely addicted to food for a while, and I completely forgot about this vision I had to look amazing on holiday. But soon it hit me and the vision came back to me and I decided to get back on track. So I just took it back to the basics and I just set about putting everything back into place. And here is what I was looking like 90 days after I first started this cut. But yeah, this is what I was looking like. 89 kilos, not upset with my physique, but not happy either. I knew that if I didn't go through that binge eating phase, I'd look 10 times better. My strength has also been going up. Because I was eating a lot more than I should have been, my strength progression has been going up again recently. But I still have 2 weeks until this holiday. And I'm gonna do everything I can to go back to how I was looking when I was peak cut. So the main things I'm gonna do, track my calories. The thing I did in the first month and a half on this cut, tracking literally every little bit of food that I put in my mouth. And this is actually the only way you'll truly know how many calories you're eating a day. Because if you're not tracking the little bit of oil you put in the pan, the sauce that you're putting on your food, every tiny insignificant thing that you think doesn't matter, they all add up during the day, and before you know it, you're 400, 500 calories above what you should have been eating. Or in other words, you won't be in a deficit. Next up is macros, high protein, high fat, and low carb. Now this is not essential. At the end of the day, it is calories in, calories out, but I'm trying to get the most out of this 2 weeks and trying everything I possibly can to make as much progress in just 2 short weeks. And lastly, I need to be even more active than I was before. If I'm burning more, I'll be losing more. So in a few weeks, I will be posting a video about this 2-week mini cut. So both you and I can actually find out how much progress you can make in 14 days. But until then, that is how much progress I made in 90 days. Although I went through a huge binge eating phase that completely ruined everything, I feel like I've done pretty well. Here are some photos that I took today, which I think look very good for me. Compared to some of the genetic freaks you see on TikTok nowadays, this doesn't even come close. But for me, comparing where I've come from and my mid-genetics, this is pretty good and I'll take it. But up until that next video, please subscribe. Please use code HAL at myprotein.com if you need any protein or supplements. They also do sick clothes, such as this t-shirt that I'm wearing now. Also follow my Instagram, it will be linked in the description. Online coaching inquiries as well will be down there. And yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.